Oh, I was going to shine the construction light on there, but it's not showing up on the video camera very well. But, you know, I'm just going, and when you think you have them all, just feel your hand around and go some more. Hey, how do you eat an elephant? I keep asking you, one bite at a time. Right? It's like pulling teeth. See, I didn't see that one, but I felt it. Just keep her going. Oh, there's where. Just grab it and twist. I like to go that way, so that's why I'm going this direction. If I was left-handed, I'd probably come down the other way if the staples were this way. But if I saw the staples facing that way, I would turn around and do it because I like to do it with my right hand easier than my left. Just find a way that makes it easy for you so that you can just keep going, just like the Energizer Bunny. You know? Not all the staples came out when I was pulling it out, did it? Okay, so I'll keep at it, get my tunes back on. I don't generally play my music in the background or anything because then YouTube won't monetize my different video clips. They'll say, oh, copyright infringement. So, you know, I have it on Pandora, and I do classic rock stories, and they tell stories, and then they do the singing and stuff. And I like that, but, you know, pick out whatever you want and just keep her going. I'm resting as I'm working. Yeah, my knee's getting a little sore, but the rest of me is working out just fine, and it's giving me a little rest. And then once I do this, all the staples, then I'll sweep up all the staples. Then I'll pull the paper and then sweep up again. Okay, keep her going. Well, I'm getting closer. And see, that's the stuff that was on there, and I just folded it up. That way I can carefully, easily take it out to the dumpster. And I'll show you how to fold that up right now. I tried to take the paper up in full sheets in the bathroom. Oh. Just take it in thirds, like so. And then crease it, my feet, and this one, that. Crease it an extra go. It's kind of like craft paper. And when I use craft paper for construction and stuff, when I get done with it and get ready to throw it away, I do it just like this. And then I fold this side up so when I take it out to the dumpster, stuff doesn't go dribbling all over the place. not ripping it all to shreds with all the staples in it, the nails and everything. And just do. It's just how I do stuff. It's just cleaner taking it out to the dumpster. And I'm working with this black tar paper, and you know, the bottom of my shoes are going to probably be all tarry to a certain extent. And what do you suppose I'll do before I go home? Yep, I'm going to take my shoes off, spray some simple green on there, take the brush to it, because I don't want to traipse that into the house. If I wasn't showing you how to do this and running the video camera on this, would I do it the same way? Yes, of course I would. I do it just like this. Okay? And here's all my rolls. If you don't do it like that, you got a big old mess on your hand. Step on that. And of course, all the small little bits. I still have my little bag. From IKEA. I'll use that for these smaller bits. That's why I like to fold it too, so I can get it all in, because it'll stack real nice down in there. Okay? And I'll do that with all these small little pieces. I got one more long piece here to do. Let's just show you to let you know if I got lucky folding these other ones or not. Do it once over, so when I fold it, it doesn't start coming apart. Fold that over so all my mess doesn't dribble down the street as I'm walking to the dumpster. All right? They all look about the same, don't they? What did you do today? Okay, there's all my stuff, and I'll put all that small stuff in there, and then I'm probably gonna call it for today. I had this took me a full day just to do this here. I'll have to do this tomorrow, and because I'm putting the vinyl planking down, I want to make sure everything's nice and flat. Do I want to leave the staples? I mean, I could leave the staples, but then pound them in with a hammer to make sure that they're all nice and flush. But you know, then there's some are sticking up, some are sticking down. You know what I mean? And so I already went around this little section over here with my little screwdriver, a regular screwdriver, to see how hard it was. It really wasn't that big of a deal. They only basically had it stapled on the sides pretty much. I may spend the extra time to get all that stuff out. Then I can start checking the floor. I can check the floor because there's divots and there's bits like this that are sticking up. You know, I've got to get all that flat because the vinyl flooring is not that thick. So do I want it going up and over any dipsy doodles like that, and staples and check marks? No, because I want this thing nice and flat, and I don't want any discrepancies on anything. I already kind of went through this area because this had all kinds of bulges underneath there. I don't know why somebody would leave stuff like that. They threw carpet pad under there and thought, oh, okay, that's good, well, I'll just leave it. See how that's raised up here? See that big pucker right there? I mean, you can see it. And thank goodness for my construction light, because I'm just gonna shine my construction light and I'll be able to see all kinds of stuff on here. And it's not that big of a floor, you know. So once I'll do a sweep up, and then I'll start picking staples, and then I'll and then I'll sweep up again, and then I'll do a once over with my putty knife and, you know, my stiff one, and picking at high edges, you know, and different things like that, because I want this floor to be extra flat. I don't want when the installers get done, if I miss one or two staples that had the staple the floor down, and I just happen to be walking around here and I didn't fill it or anything, when that vinyl flooring goes over it, then there's going to be a hump, there's going to be a ridge, and then if it's next to a seam, it could bulge or it could pucker down. Maybe the seam starts coming apart, and they tell me later, well, that's because there's some staples under it and you didn't pull the staples out all the way. So see, when I get done with all this, I was down there on my hands and knees with my knee pad before I swept up over the black paper, seeing if there were any little nails, brads, staples from the staple gun, the nail gun. They used a nail gun along the edges, and lots of this was all nails, not staples. They must have ran out or something. And then I felt around the edges, and I'll do a once over when I get entirely done. Because once I took out all the staples, I thought, okay, should I get down on my hands and knees on my knee pad and go over the whole thing and fill it? I'm pretty sure I got them all. And son of a gun, I missed 4 or 5 staples and 4 or 5 little nails, finished nails, out of a brad nailer. Up next to baseboard, I kind of had to feel my hand along there and stuff. And I thought, well, I'm glad I'm doing this. So I'm pretty sure I've got all the staples. But if I missed 1 or 2, which I don't think I did, but I'm still going to go the extra mile when I get all done with this. Hey, that's just what happens when you're demoing something. You don't know what's underneath the floor. The last person, they didn't leave the floor in very good shape, and they left all kinds of stuff, and they covered it up, and they said, nobody's going to see that. We're going to be putting down oak 3/8 tongue and groove. and once we nail that down, nobody's going to know the difference, you know. And so, or the carpet guys, yeah, all this high stuff, just put the pad down there. Nobody's going to feel it after the pad and the carpet goes down. Come on, let's go. We can't mess with this. We got another job to go to today. We've got 2 different jobs. We've got to be done with this one at noon because we got to drive an hour, and then we got a 3-hour install and an hour back to the shop. So come on, let's get going. That's just what happens, you know. And so I always like to check my projects and make sure they're looking the best that they can look prior to flooring guys coming, prior to painters coming, prior to sheetrockers coming. Whatever I'm doing, I try to make sure I'm ready for the next sub. And you know, that goes for carpet and flooring projects as well. Hope you learned something. Well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos.